All right, folks, welcome back to Kings of Opinion. I know it's been a bit. We got episode 150 on deck. We got the Wander and Ernie here. Say hi, guys.
Feels good to be back.
Wow, so a lot's happened in the last couple weeks. First off, I want to get this one out of the way. The Knicks parade. I thought about going to it. I immediately changed my mind when I saw people standing outside at 3 in the morning. No bullshit, dude. I was already at work at 6, and there were lines. I don't know if anyone's seen the videos, but there was a video I saw of people stuck in the subway because they couldn't get out of the subway because of the line just to get into, I guess, the pens. Mm-hmm. Insane. Now, granted, it was a good parade overall. There wasn't, too many disturbances for the most part. So I'm glad it was, just happy and calm and not, sheer buffoonery. Right? I thought Mondami's speech, even though we're not big fans of him, was pretty good. We all know he doesn't know the history of the Knicks, but whoever wrote that I thought that was a good speech. Now,
yeah, whatever. I mean, I guess he's got carte blanche to speak because he's the mayor. We have to respect that, but that was a joke.
Well, I don't just really respect him as a mayor, but I just thought the
No,
speech was
I'm
good.
saying because he is
Right.
mayor, you got to respect the fact that he's going to be able to speak at something
Right.
like that.
I don't know who those other people were. I know they said who they were, like comptroller this person that, whatever.
Yeah. And like anybody that was there had any interest in hearing any of them speak.
No, none. And that's what I really wanted to touch about is I think the mayor, like you said, gets a pass because he's the mayor. I think everyone else should be not speaking. I think we should have had more teammates and players speak. I thought all those guys' speeches were kind of short for the most part. I did like Mike Brown's, he kept doing who let the dogs out. That was cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's not like it's a football team where there's 50, 60 guys on the team. They should have let every player have something to say,
Yes. And they probably would have been quick anyway. The guys that don't play as much would have been great,
just
whatever.
Give them 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Whatever. But they're the ones that should get to speak, not freaking politicians.
Agreed. What was I gonna say? Did you guys see the trash can lady?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that was the biggest thing that went viral from that parade, right?
And good for the company for firing her, but I'm sure she'll win some lawsuit or get her job back if she hasn't already.
Or get a job somewhere else, But I did see after that it blew up so much that she actually had a thing made up of her. It's like a little toy of her grabbing the garbage can. Also, if you want to, you could actually buy that garbage can for $168.
Weren't they giving some of them away after that or something like that?
I mean, I'm sure some people got to just keep them. I don't know if they actually were giving them away. But it would have been a great thing to do too, now that you said that, instead of giving them away, why not take them and put them on auctions and donate to charity?
Well, I'm sure those are the ones that you were able to buy for $168.
Good point. I didn't think of that right off the bat. But even still, I would like to see some of that money go to charity, put it in an auction on eBay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the city is broke, so they need every penny they can get.
Other than that, I thought it was a good parade. Everything went pretty smoothly. So, I just want to put a nice little bow on that while that was the last thing that we had coming up before we went on a little vacation break for a couple weeks. As far as the baseball stuff is concerned, it's been pretty terrible for both teams in the last couple weeks. I kind of want to blame it on me, but I'm going to just blame it on you instead.
Okay.
I was away for a little while, and I don't think the Yankees won a single game while I was away. So I guess, you could chalk that up to me being away. I couldn't watch the games at all. All I would get was a score here and there.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I have not watched any baseball. I have not watched any baseball. And I guess on top of the fact that they're freaking constantly losing is like just.
Yeah, I mean, they went through a little bit of a tough stretch, I'll be honest with you, because they they lost to pretty much everybody they were playing.
Everyone, man.
You know?
Everywhere.
Was it like 8 of 9 or something?
Worse, I think they definitely lost 7 in a row.
They got to the point where they were only 9 games above 500.
Yeah, that was just yesterday. Yeah.
And
they won.
Luckily, thankfully they beat Tampa Bay yesterday, so that helps.
Yeah, so it literally started on June 25th. They went into Boston, and Boston was bad at that point. Like, they weren't any good, and Boston swept us the 4 games.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see really any of that except for maybe one game.
If I'm right, they had the worst home record in baseball, right?
They still might. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they won the 4 games, so I don't know if that even helped much. And you're right about that. They did have the worst home record in baseball, and the Yankees got swept, and they were pretty much embarrassed, to be fair. Like, they didn't score much. I mean, the only game they really had a chance was the last one, and then they lost in, I think it was the last inning. Boston came back and won 5-4. And then they come home, and you think, okay, we just took 2 out of 3 from Detroit. In Detroit, we should be able to take 2 out of 3, and that was another team that was scuffling. And they got swept by Detroit. And they're like, okay, well, we could salvage the homestand if we win 3 games against the Twins, which since 2002, we have the best record against any team in all of baseball against the Twins. I don't know what that number is at this point, but they're like over a 65% clip of winning. And what they do, they won the first game, which was good, then lost the next 2, and they got outscored. I think it was like 16-5 or something like that. Not hitting, everything like that. And then, fast forward to last night, and I get it. And we always talk about this, it's a game in July, it's no big deal, but you're playing Tampa in Tampa. You played them there in like April and got swept. You're 4 games back. Now keep in mind, 2 weeks ago, the Yankees were in first place by 3 games.
After being
down
7 games back.
Right. So they caught all the way up, and we were like looking good because the beginning of June, even without Judge, I think we were like 10-2 or something like that, right?
I heard 10-5.
Okay, fair. So we had a winning record without Judge. We're looking good, all that stuff. Then we go on this terrible June swoon. And I think they're 1 game under 500 for June or something like that, which not terrible, but here comes that same thing. June and July, I mean, granted,
every year
you don't have Judge, you don't have Stanton, you didn't have Grisham, even McMahon, even though he doesn't, he can't hit a beach ball. Mm-hmm. But their defense has been terrible, their base running has been terrible, their hitting's been terrible. The only decent thing has been their pitching. And then even some of those guys had blips, like we saw Cam Schlitter go 4 home run to the Tigers.
You want to know something? That is the only game that I've seen recently, and because I knew he was pitching, I had put it on, and I'm like, there you go. That's the.
So that was the nail in the coffin for you. Like, if I can't even watch this guy pitch good, I'm not watching any games. To be fair, though, he did bounce back. Last night, I finally got to watch a game in a week, and that was the last night's game. And he looked tremendous again, so I was happy for that. Because people were talking all this crap about, people figuring him out and him regressing and all that. And I guess he took it as a chip on his shoulder and pitched a hell of a game against Tampa. We wound up winning yesterday 5-1, which is in my mind is fantastic. But I'm still a little nervous.
This is the series to get things going in the right direction.
Agreed.
Find a way to sweep these guys, and then momentum is back in your corner.
I mean, I love your train of thought here. With sweeping the Tampa Bay Rays, I think that's going to be very hard for them.
Well, obviously.
But if you could just win 3 out of 4, that would cut the lead down to, I think it'd be 3. It depends, I guess, when you would win those 3 games, but I think it would cut it down to 1 game basically.
Okay.
Right? So if you cut it down to 1 game and you win 3 out of 4 in Tampa, that's great. It brings the season series to a close in September because we play them 3 games at home, where right now I think Tampa has beat us like 5 times, because I think we played them at home and lost 2 out of 3 to Tampa as well. So right now we're 5-2. So if we win another 2, it'd be 6-4, which would make that series in September huge.
Yeah, because if they lose the rest of these games in this series, the tiebreaker is all buns.
Done. Well, you know what's funny? I just looked it up. We actually played them in May at home. We won 1 and lost 1. 1 is postponed. So that September series becomes a 4-game series with a doubleheader, or I don't know if they have a day off yet. I want to say, let's see here real quick. Yeah, so there's 2 games on September 22nd. So, you know, right now, Tampa is got 4 wins. We have 2. So you win another 2, it's 4-4, then 5-4. We're right there with 4 games left. It'll make it a really big series. Literally, the last week of September. Like, they play Tampa 4 games, and then the Orioles 3 games, and that's the end of the season. So that week can be huge.
Yep.
And depending on what the Diamondbacks and Twins are doing around that time, that's the week beforehand. So you could pick up a lot of slack in those 2 weeks right there. That looks kind of nice. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see how that plays out. But like you said, right now, I would love for them to win again tonight. I think they need to keep the momentum going. I know you guys didn't watch the game last night, but Caballero had 2 home runs last night. Ben Rice had 1, but it was 0-0 up until I think it was the 5th inning. And the Martian and Jazz had 2 big at-bats where they walked. And then Caballero comes up and hits a monster 3-run home run. And it, like, they've been saying it all day. It was like a sigh of relief. I literally took a breath when I saw him hit that ball. I'm like, oh, thank God. Because it almost looked like they were going to waste Cam's, great pitching performance. You know what I mean? Not to say that it was only the 5th inning, like 3-0. It's not much, but it's better being down, up 3-0 than down 3-0, right? So, win this series. Try to take 3 out of 4. That'd be huge. You play the Nationals. Then you could actually, if you could win 2 out of 3, or if not, sweep the Nationals on the road, then you go right into the All-Star break. You get 4 days off, a nice, amount of time to reset. You're not going to really get Judge back after the All-Star break. They're looking at August. That's going to be tough, but, because right out of the gate you play the Dodgers at home. So that's going to be kind of tough for them. But, listen, you win, 5 or 6 games in this week, you might be staring at first place. If not, tied or right outside of first place. I think that's a good position for them to be in at the All-Star break. But,
Who's pitching tonight?
Will Warren.
Okay.
Yeah, so not terrible. Let me see. Home. Yeah, Will Warren, who's pretty decent, 3.73 ERA, versus Seymour, who's 5-1 with a 4.02 ERA. So, you got that going for you. Some injury notes. I know I already talked about Judge. I don't know what's going on with Stanton. I love Stanton, but how does a calf strain turn into 3 months?
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I love that, he hits in the playoffs for the most part. He's a big force in our lineup. Even when he's not going well, people still got to be careful, because if you lay one in there, he's going to hit it a ton. But you're not doing us any good. Being hurt literally all the time.
No.
He played 23 games. April 24th was the last time he played. We're now in July, and he's not even running yet. So I know I said 3 months, and it's only been about 2 months and a little bit extra.
Well,
but
because he had that setback, right?
Mm-hmm. But even still, how are you having a setback? The setback was like a week ago. You had 2 months of rest. Like, do we have to wrap these things? Like, does he wrap them? Like, I know, like, a lot of people, like, older people, they wrap their calves and their thighs because they have those kind of like problems.
No, but I could have sworn his setback was with something else. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing because
Okay.
he's not running right now. So unless it's a different leg problem, then maybe you're right.
Okay.
But they stopped him running because he was getting close, and then they said a setback, and they stopped his running program.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. We did get Grisham back and McMahon back, which makes us obviously a better ball club defensively. Cody Bellinger is pressing a lot. I think he's taking on a lot of the Judge weight, which, not for nothing, I know he's not going to win MVP this year, but now that you see that he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, you kind of see why he's an MVP. Because everyone in front of him has been struggling. Ben Rice works off of Judge because he's in front of him, and Cody Bellinger works great behind him because if they walk Judge, Cody makes them pay. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And not in any type of like Stanton kind of way. Sometimes he hits home runs, great, but he's like that complete ball player. And he just looks lost right now. It's crazy to me how nuts it is. But, you know, that's all I got for those guys. What about your Mets, Wanderer?
Not doing too hot. They did split with Atlanta over the weekend. It does seem to be the only team that they can beat, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird, isn't it?
But yeah, not really doing too hot. Yeah, hopefully, you know, they can start winning some games, but, you know, how they've been playing lately, it doesn't seem likely.
Sounds like a soap opera going on over there right now.
Yeah, so I was driving home from work, and they were talking a lot about Lindor. Did you catch any of that? Mm-hmm. So, like, apparently Lindor and Soto don't see eye to eye, maybe because, like, one of the things they said is Lindor didn't like congratulate him coming to the team or whatever last year or whatever it was, and just from there it's grown.
Apparently, the only player on the team that didn't send him a congratulatory text. Right,
which is weird. Like, you know, and then Steve Cohen said there's going to be no captains on the team, which I guess was kind of a big deal. If anything, just for Lindor, which is something. But you know, like if you were going to promise the guy to be a captain, you should have made him a captain. I don't know if that's the case here, but
is that a sign that he really is a problem in the clubhouse? That maybe he did promise him, and now with everything that's going on, he's like, fuck that, and you know, because let's face it, it seems like from everything that you're hearing, he's probably the reason why Alonso's not there, and Nimmo's not there. So, and we know how the fans all feel about that, especially with the way this year's been going.
Yeah, I mean they've been pretty bad, and I guess the question is do you try to? You're not going to trade Soto, so do you try and trade Lindor and lose some money on the deal? Because if you do, the Yankees need a shortstop and a hitting shortstop at that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, if you pay some of his salary, I wouldn't mind taking Lindor and giving it a shot for a year or two. I don't know how many more years he has on his contract, but he's a good defensive shortstop. He hits 30 home runs. Can you imagine him with the short porch as well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's going there knowing now that he doesn't have to be the captain. He doesn't have to be the big guy because you got Judge. And that's kind of what made Soto so effective as well, I think, in my eyes, right? You know, Soto had one of the best years he had in New York.
He's like they said today. He's not captain material. He doesn't. Half the time seems like he can't be bothered with anybody.
Right. It's you're 100% right. Like apparently he just goes in there, puts his headphones on, and goes to work. And granted, he's a very gifted ball player.
Yeah, not much of a leader though.
Right. I was just gonna ask you, like, what do you think about all that noise with this Lindor and Soto thing?
Well, it seems to have been a thing for a long time now, but I did see, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, them putting out some statement like they're not, you know, doing a fire sale or anything like that. So I guess, you know, we'll have to see.
I'll be honest with you, dude. I think that's all like one of those like magic tricks or ploys where, yeah, we're not gonna fire sale nobody, and then all of a sudden people start going like, oh, we want Peralta, or we want this guy, we want that guy, and they restock up on their farm system. Because I've watched some of the Met games, not recently, because I couldn't even watch the Yankee games recently, but earlier before I went away, I was watching a lot of the Mets games because they were afternoon games with the Yankees, and they were bringing up a bunch of guys from their minors, and I wasn't impressed by any means. So it's like, do they even really have any worthwhile in the minors? And if you don't, why wouldn't you trade a guy like Freddie Peralta for a bunch of minor leaguers to help, like even send him back to the Brewers? I don't know how good the Brewers pitching staff is, but they're in first again. You know what I mean? Like, if they could use pitching, I'm sure there's a couple other teams that could use pitching.
Yeah.
Like, I know the Blue Jays need a fifth starter, for now, because they have injuries on their rotation. Like, I'm sure there's a couple teams that would call up just to see what the price would be, and then you make it high enough, and you see what people give you. I think that's all just apply. I think at this point, like, I was gonna just look up the Mets record real quick, but they're so bad. Like, I don't even know if there's anyone worse than them right now. So they're 38-53. They're on pace probably to win 70 games, if that.
That's crazy.
Right. And you spent what, $390 million? A little bit more probably than that. Awful. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't you sell? That's just my thought on
Yeah,
the
but the
thing.
problem is the people that they have to sell, they're gonna have to eat a lot of that money too. So
Question: do we know?
Yeah, I
if,
guess. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I guess that's something else that may have happened since our hiatus. They fired the manager, but I think he was pretty much just the fall guy. I think the bigger problem is Stearns, but the owner doesn't see it that way. So I guess that's another problem in itself.
Well, listen, you got. Like, we don't even know if we're gonna have baseball next year, but if we did, however long the season is, whatever these guys are gonna have to do, they're gonna have to do it quick. Like, sign people, trade people, whatever, because until the collective bargaining agreement is done, you can't make any baseball moves. So if they get it done, even if they get it done, let's say before Christmas, let's say it's literally on Christmas, you'd have January and half of February to make moves. The only good thing about that is January and February would be really crazy paying attention to all that stuff, because there's going to be a lot of people doing a lot of things rather quickly, depending on what they wind up, agreeing to in that agreement. If they don't have a salary cap, then people will be getting all types of crazy money just to get guys on your roster right away. You know what I mean? So with that being the case, to your point, if you thought it was Mendoza and now it's not, and you got Stearns next year, and he does whatever he does, and Cohen gives him carte blanche to do whatever he wants, and then they have another bad year, that's basically 3 years in a row where they're terrible.
Yeah.
So that would probably end his career with the Mets right there. You know what I mean?
well, I mean, if you go by what Cohen is saying that guy's not going anywhere.
Right now, but eventually you as an owner get pressure from the fans, from all these other stuff, like,
I really don't think that guy's worried about any pressure from any fans.
No, you don't think so?
No.
Somebody complained to him about the price of parking, and he said his response was like, it's cheaper if you get it before you go. And
I heard the same
so
thing.
instead of $50, you pay $40.
Yes, I heard the same thing.
He was
Pre-order online parking.
and he was like, totally okay with that,
Yeah, I mean,
So
those are kind of weird comments to say when you're the owner of a baseball team, let alone a guy that's a fan of the Mets and he owns the Mets. You know what I mean? Like, I could see like Hal Steinbrenner saying something like that.
And it stemmed from a guy had a sign at the game that said "Fire Stearns," and they kicked him. They kicked him out or whatever. And they said he was bothering the other fans, Other fans said that wasn't the case, but
Really?
yeah,
So listen, there's a lot of turmoil over there in Queens.
yeah.
I mean, it's not much better in the Bronx right now, but hopefully we're turning a corner. That's the only thing I can think of. But I guess we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's bad. Like the Mets are almost dead last. If it wasn't for the Angels being as bad as they are all the time with Mike Trout, that's another thing too. And the Rockies I don't even know why they play baseball in Colorado. The Mets would be the worst team in baseball. And they're only separated by literally a game. All three of those teams.
Wow.
Yeah, like the Angels got 36 wins, the Rockies got 37, the Mets got 38. And they're all got 53 to 55 losses. Don't get me wrong, the Royals aren't much better. They have 37 as well. So, and that's another surprising thing. But, you know, what are you going to do? Because I don't know what the Royals need to change up their whole game plan as well. But, you know, this isn't Kansas City, so I can give a shit less about those guys. As far as
They should sell Bobby Witt to us.
I'd give them everything for Bobby Witt right now. Because you know what's funny too? He has a cheap contract.
Yeah.
Real cheap contract. I think he signed like a 10-year deal. It was like $180 million or something
Yeah.
stupid like
Yeah,
that.
it was. I think that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's something like, you're like, what? It was a crazy deal. But anyway, the MLB All-Star Game. First off, did any of you guys vote?
No.
Nope.
Oh, you guys are terrible. How do you not vote? You're literally on your phone right now. You could have just made like 5 votes.
I'm not even watching the games lately. You think I'm gonna worry about voting? Honestly, I've never voted for an All-Star game in my life.
No, never. Oh, I used to love going to the stadium around that time
Get the paper.
to get the paper and vote. I think didn't you used to have to punch the hole out?
Yeah.
I remember that. So like ever since then, I love voting. Like now, it's obviously a lot easier. You can just vote on your phone. Like they even make it even easier for me. They send me it in an email. Like vote now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you don't even have to. I don't even have to go anywhere. I just click a button, vote now, and I go right to it, and you go think, and then you send it, and that's it. And then you get 5 votes a day or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure it's 5 votes a day, and they say you want to revote. It's another button. Boop 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 boop. Done. It literally takes you 2 minutes.
You know, that's the other thing, though. The whole voting for the All-Star game thing is nonsense. How do you have people voting 5 times a day, every single day?
That's not even half of it. How do you get people to vote? And I get it. When you have people voting, they're going to vote on popularity. Like Vladimir Guerrero was going to be the starting first baseman, and he said, if they vote me in, I'll go. And he's awful this year. He's got
Right.
3 home runs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And the worst part about it is he said he was going to go. Then he got voted in. And if you could look this up, who the starting first baseman is now, I'm pretty sure it's the Athletics guy, Nick Kurtz. Thank you. But I could have swore that it was a 2-person race for the starting first baseman, and it was him and Ben Rice. So where did Nick Kurtz come from?
No, I could have sworn I kept hearing how Ben Rice was nowhere near it.
He was though. When I voted, he was number 2. So I was like, and it was a 2-person race. I didn't even see Nick Kurtz on it. That's why I was like, how did Nick Kurtz get the nod for first base over Ben Rice? I mean, he's having a really good season too, but Ben Rice, like, for all intents and purposes, should be like a rookie basically.
Well, Kurtz is just in the second year, so
Yeah, they both are kind of, yeah.
He's a very popular. Let's see.
No, he is. Don't get me wrong. He for sure is, but I just don't get how you could vote someone doing so badly. And it's not like when I last saw Vladimir Guerrero, he was hitting like close to 300. So I was like, okay.
That was just a joke.
Yeah. But now he's batting like 260 something, and all his offensive numbers are terrible. So it's like, how could he even be an all-star? He has 3 home runs. You know what I mean? And how does Ben Rice? I mean, I'm glad he made it. So, to be fair, we had a few Yankees. Do you know? I don't even know if you know any Mets made it.
Just Soto, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I don't know for sure, but I think Soto was the only one that made it for the Mets. But for the Yankees, you have Cam Schlittler first appearance, Ben Rice first appearance, and Cody Bellinger.
But Ben Rice is there because of the home run derby, right?
No, he got sent in because the home run derby, which I was gonna get to, is he just said he was gonna play the home run derby today. He was already in.
So he was voted in.
I guess so. But he wasn't voted the starter, which I don't understand. You know what I mean? Because I was actually voting, and I saw the numbers. Even when you had the first round, it was Vlad, Ben Rice,
MLB site.
and then everybody else. And then after the first round, I guess they take the top 2 or 3, and all I saw was Vlad and Ben Rice. So I don't know what happened. I don't know, and I'll be honest with you, I don't even think Nick Kurtz was on the ballot for first base. I thought I saw him somewhere else because he was behind both those guys for sure.
How does MLB don't even have? I can't.
It's all good. But, I guess what they should do soon is change how they...
So it
Go
doesn't
ahead.
have numbers here, but Nick Kurtz is going to start at first base. But Vladdy was elected as the starting first baseman. He's just not playing.
Right. Yeah, because he's saying he has a back issue or something like that. That I saw for sure, yeah.
And
But
he's
that's why
saying
Nick's
that-
Kurt...
And he's saying it because he knows he shouldn't play because
Right,
people
it's
will
embarrassing.
probably- yeah.
It's embarrassing. But I could have swore, I wish we had the vote totals because I could have swore, unless on the second round, after all this controversy with Vladdy, that maybe Nick Kurtz went past Ben Rice. But at the point when I voted, Ben Rice was number 2. That's all I know.
How does MLB's site not have it?
I don't know. That's crazy to me. Maybe because there's some fugazi with the voting system. Either way, they suck, and they should change the voting thing. Maybe what they should do is do a player vote and a fan vote, and then you take the combined or a percentage of each, and go with that moving forward for who the starter should be. I don't know. Ben Rice has 25 home runs right now. I'd like to see what
20.
Yeah.
Nick Kurtz has 20 and 66 ribbies.
and what does
Batting 275.
and what does Ben Rice have?
That I don't know. I'm just trying to find these damn numbers.
Oh, gotcha. I should have it here somewhere. Yeah, he's batting 267, 25 homers, and 57 RBIs. His OPS is 925.
Yeah, so their numbers are just
Yeah, pretty similar.
right on point with each other.
Yeah. And you know what's even more impressive? And if anyone, I guess, goes down or whatever, I would say Paul Goldschmidt should be on the...
Well, for a while there, he was. Unfortunately, they just.
But his numbers aren't bad at all. He's batting, and he's slumped the last 2 weeks. He's batting 266 with 14 homers and 41 RBIs. I don't even think he had 14 homers last year. He's been doing really well. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. So how are the reserves picked?
I think by the
Managers.
the managers of the ball clubs that are going to the game.
Yeah. So that's how Rice got in, Bellinger.
Oh, so the only one that actually won on votes was Judge then. Because
Yeah.
Judge got voted in, but he's just not going. So he got the All-Star selection as a starting right fielder. He's just not going because he's hurt.
Understand why it's so hard to find that.
And that's another thing too. Vlad gets first, and I know Judge gets the nod, the starting nod for right field, but Judge has 17 homers and 40-something RBIs and hasn't played since what? Middle of May
Right.
or something like that?
Right.
End of May, somewhere around there. So, that's just how ridiculous Vlad's numbers are right now, you know what I mean? So, what are you going to do? I mean, this is what, they got to fix these things. That's the problem with baseball. They make a rule or they decide something and they wait forever to change it when they know it doesn't work. You know what I mean? They stick with it. Like, if it's not working, you could change it. It's fine. You may get a little backlash like, oh, you guys messed up or whatever, but at least you have the balls to change.
Yeah,
I
don't care. It's not affecting them in any way other than a couple of fans complaining that,
No, yeah.
that guy didn't get in.
Yeah, me bitching and all that stuff, whatever. No one cares about my 2 cents anyway. But yeah, I know one thing's for sure. We're going to be watching that home run derby. Go Ben Rice.
Yeah.
At least we could take home something right there. And it's in Philly too, right? Yep. So, and they changed the rules for the home run derby.
Again?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't even remember what they were, but they went back to the old way. Like, it's not timed anymore. I think it's just outs.
10 outs?
Something like that. I don't know if it's even 10 outs. I'm not sure what it is, but it was the old way or something like
I
that.
like that better.
Me too. So they're going with that. No home run balls or anything like that. So that's nice. But yeah, that's what I got for that. I guess one other injury note, because I forgot to mention it earlier, because it did have to do with the Knicks. Did you see Jalen Brunson got wrist surgery?
Yeah.
Makes him even more of a beast now, doesn't it?
Sure does. Hopefully it wasn't anything serious. It's just something, cleaning up a little junk maybe that was in the area that was aggravating them a little bit. Gonna be, what they say, out 2 months or whatever, so not gonna affect anything with the season, but.
No, he should be all right. That's literally, he'll be coming back in September.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I don't think, what does the season start, October?
Yeah.
Or November? Something like that?
Late October.
Oh, so perfect. That's great. Yeah, so on to movies and any TV shows. Did you finish From?
Yes.
Oh my God, dude.
I think that show has gotten better.
Yeah, and I'm pissed at them because I literally just finished. So I watched it. Like, remember I said, like, I started watching it. So I watched it up until I went on vacation. I couldn't watch it. And I tried to watch. I had like 20 minutes left of episode 8 or 9. And then I think they have a 10th. So, so it was end of 9 and then 10. So I wanted to just finish 9 and 10. And I couldn't because I didn't have service where I was. So I was like, whatever. So I waited till I come back. And I finally watched it right when I came back last week. And I was like, what a cliffhanger, dude. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And From is one of those shows, like, we might wait 2 years to see another season. And I was like, no way, dude, you have to watch this.
For another, to be left hanging some more?
Well, at least you have at least a year and a half until the show comes back. I hope by then you can get caught up with it, Jesus. But that show, man. And at the same time, I was watching another show because I started it on the plane, The Last Airbender on Netflix.
Yeah.
Nice little fun show, like if you like sci-fi stuff like that. And that finished on a cliffhanger too. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Really?
Yeah, and I literally finished
it.
it.
The cartoon or the real?
The real one. It's the live
action.
The live action one. Yeah, I won't watch the cartoon. I didn't like the way it's drawn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched the first season whenever it came out. I guess it was like 2 years ago. It took them a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is out. And it was only, I think, 7 episodes. So I was like, oh, I could breeze through it. So I started watching that. And then I watched both the last episode of From and the last episode of that on the same night. And I got 2 cliffhangers. I'm like, Jesus, what the hell's going on? I'm like, I couldn't catch a break. I'm like, man. So then I gave up on TV shows for a little while. Even though I did start watching the Burrows last night.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's made by those Stranger guys. The Stranger Things guys.
Yes.
The Duff Brothers or the
Duff
Duff...
Brothers.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, brother.
Sure.
brother. But yeah, and I started watching this one too.
So did I.
I did too.
Yeah.
I'm only a couple episodes in.
Same. And for the last season, can anyone tell me why their first couple episodes are 22 minutes?
It did feel very short.
They were literally 22 minutes.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh,
yeah.
thank God, because there weren't anything.
No, I watched the first 3 episodes.
This is the opposite, where the show went from up here and it's just fucking roller coaster down.
Yeah, it's awful, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
And I think there's only 8 episodes I think for the season.
whatever.
I just can't wait to get through it.
After the first couple episodes, I haven't even gone back to check it, but
Oh.
I did see.
No, they're all out right now. They're all out. You can watch them all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. That's why I decided to watch it.
I did see a commercial for which I was surprised because I thought I had read that they were scrapping it because of the issues they were having with the cast, but Moblands.
Oh yeah?
Season 2 is coming out.
Oh really?
Awesome. I had no idea.
With what's his name?
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, is he in it again?
I think so. I mean, I thought I saw, but I was just shocked to see that it was coming out.
That quick.
And I think it's like this month, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta look it up. Maybe it was in a dream or something. But
Yeah, maybe you were
because I could have
delirious.
sworn I had read that they were scrapping the show because they were having problems with.
With Tom Hardy.
I hope it's real.
Well, yeah, me too, because that was a dope show. I'll be honest with you, I saw the same thing that you saw a couple months ago, but I haven't seen anything that it was coming back out. So I don't know. You let us know if that's the case. You know what all the other shows out right now that they just dropped all the episodes? The Agency. Remember we liked that show?
Yeah.
it's a new season?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
cool.
all out right now. All 10 episodes. I thought I was shocked because I'm like, I think that's Paramount. Paramount normally don't do that.
Good to know.
Yeah, so I'm like, I was gonna start that, and then I saw that The Bear had only 8 episodes. So I'm like, you know what? The Bear's only a half-hour show. I was like, I could kill this in a week,
Yeah.
and then I'll watch The Agency, which is what I plan to do. Like, I'll probably pretty much be done with that tomorrow, if not Thursday. The Bear, and good riddance. Jesus, that show is terrible. But just a heads up, The Agency's out on Paramount, all 10 episodes.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to go back to season 1 because I'm not remembering much about it. But yeah, so here it says there's a second season, and that I guess there's gonna be a season 3 because they're saying Tom Hardy's out for season 3.
Which means he dies in season 2. So they must have filmed most of the stuff already when they were starting to have the problems, and they just finished it off, and then that's it. So he probably dies. That's probably. I'm gonna put money on that.
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty logical.
Yeah, either on Polymarket or Kalshi. I'm gonna put money that Tom Hardy dies. See what happens. 2 other shows I watched. Widow's Bay on Apple TV.
Okay.
Good. It's like a thriller /
It's
horror
like
kind
a
of thing.
mystery type.
Yeah, it was
good.
Yeah, it was really good. I don't want to spoil it for you, but the only thing that I gotta be honest with you with is it was really good until the end of the season.
And then it was really bad.
Yeah, no, but like the last 5 minutes of the season, I was just like, I was like, that's how that ended. You know, I thought you'd get something, and if you watch it, you'll see what I mean, because it's a mystery, but it's also horror-ish mystery. So you're like, oh, this island is like a ghost town on an island, and all these weird things are happening. So you're like, oh, this is really cool. And then when you get to the end, you're like, what? It was almost like The Sopranos for me.
Yeah.
It was like, huh? But anyway, it was still overall good, and it was short. I think it's like 8 episodes, so it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
And Wayward, I honestly, when I wrote this down weeks ago, I watched it. It's on Netflix. I don't even remember what it was about.
So tells you how good it is.
No, but I watched the whole thing. I didn't cut it off. But if you could look at my list, like, Ernie, this is my list of things I watched. Like, it doesn't jump out at the page at me. So like, probably steer clear of that one. But you know, if you have nothing else to watch and you don't want to watch The Last Airbender because you don't like a kid doing like, you know, throwing smoke and rocks and all this other stuff.
Using the elements.
Yeah, exactly. Using the 4 elements, then I guess you could watch Wayward.
The thing is, there hasn't been any really like good movies, you know, that have come out.
Oh, I beg to differ. I got a lot of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just reminded me because my Fire Stick crapped out, so now I can't watch any of the bootleg movies right now. But did you see Obsession?
No.
Watch that movie. That movie's insane.
Yeah, I keep skipping over it for some reason. Like, I don't know.
Don't skip over it. Watch it. It's not long at all. It's like an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay.
So you'll think it's great. You know, I'll give you a hint. You know what it reminded me of? But on the eviler side, remember the movie with Tom Hanks, Big?
Yeah.
Like the premise of Big, but
dark Big?
like a really dark Big.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Like
Yeah,
whoever
that sounds interesting.
yeah, whoever wrote this, and what's funny is I was talking to people at PT about this, and I'm like, oh, and I started remembering Obsession. I'm like, it reminds me of a really evil Big. Like, remember, like he goes to Zoltan, makes a wish, becomes big.
Fine.
Of course.
That's all I'm gonna say, but then it gets evil. So whatever. So that's the premise of the thing.
Okay.
Then that guy Glenn Powell made a movie. It went straight to whatever streaming site it was. I watched it a couple weeks ago, so I'm not sure if it was Prime or whatever. It's How to Make a Killing. That's a good movie too. It's about a guy that can inherit a bunch of money, but his family's so rich he's like on the bottom of the totem pole of like the succession, and he has to like figure out a way to get his inheritance.
Oh.
So that's a good one too. And then another movie that's straight to streaming too. Remember the girl from Deadpool? Domino?
Yeah.
She's in this movie. Remember the movie, is it Ready or Not or Kill Me something or other? Where she gets married into the family, and the one rules that they have to play this game, and then they have to wind up trying to kill her. I forget what it's called.
I think it's I think I know the movie you're talking about. I think it's on HBO.
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
Right.
But this movie, They Will Kill You, is similar to that. So like Domino's the main character, and she goes into this hotel not knowing what it's all about, and she has to try and like escape the hotel. That's all. It's pure action. And by action, I mean like, you know, crazy, cool stuff. That's why I'm trying to think of the name of that other movie, because that movie was like that too, just as opposed to a hotel, it's in a house. But it was good. Yeah. So I have that. And then I went and saw this in the movie theaters, He-Man.
How was it?
I liked it, dude. I mean, I watched it as a kid. I loved it. I'm not even like some people said he was a little woke and a little doofy and whatever like that. And I guess when I rewatched it again here with the Fire Stick when it was working, and he was doofy, I guess a little bit and whatever, like as his normal like self before he becomes He-Man.
Yeah.
But just the fact that Dolph Lundgren's in it, and I'm not gonna tell you what he does. And they had most of the characters, and they had 3 end credit scenes, and the action was good. I'm like, I loved every minute of it. Because we're that age, we watch that shit.
3 end credit scenes?
Yeah, and they give you, like, characters that weren't in the movie, they give you in those end credit scenes. Yeah.
What, and is that because there's going to be another one, or?
I don't know. It didn't do good in the movie theaters for, like, the first week or so. It's still in the movie theaters, so I don't know. It depends on, I guess, how much money they make. Because I loved it. Because I remember watching He-Man, the cartoons when I was a kid, and I'm like, watching this live action movie, and I'm like, this is He-Man. And when he raises the sword, and he has the power, and a little lightning and everything, it was dope. It was dope.
I haven't tried watching that one yet.
You should, but the problem with that one is for you is like, you'd have to go home now and watch it and have like dinner while you're watching it, because it's long. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's long. But if you wanted to cut it down, you could probably, after the first 5 minutes of the movie, you could skip the next 15 and cut it down to just 2 hours, you know? Because then after that, it's wild. It's cool stuff. at least for me. But yeah, that's it, boys. That's what I got. I mean, I got a couple other movies, but I'm done talking about movies for this week. If you guys got anything, let me know.
No, I mean, for me, the only thing I've been watching really is from. And I don't know why, but I've been on a kick where I've been just watching old episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, you just reminded me. Did you watch the new show?
No,
for Larry
it came
David?
out?
Yes. Yes.
Any good?
Yeah. No. Yes. I'll tell you this. So I forget I think it's like Larry David, the amount of his account of American history or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm assuming every episode is like a different period in history, right?
Absolutely not. It couldn't be more wrong. So every episode is like 30 minutes, and he does like 3 skits in each episode of different time periods.
Okay.
He like skips around. But I saw it the other day when I came home from my trip, and I was like, oh, there's an episode? I was like, I gotta watch this. I'm like, I want to get in at the ground level. I didn't get in at the ground level with Curb. So I was like, let me just do it. And I watched the first episode. It was like 30 minutes, and it's good because it's on HBO. So, like, there's no commercials.
Right.
So it's straight 30 minutes. And I thought it was funny. Like, his jokes, like, it's him in Curb Your Enthusiasm, but, like, just as George Washington and acting like George Washington or Benjamin Franklin or somebody else. Like, he did this skit with the, the Bill of Rights, I think maybe it was, or the Constitution. And he has he's like, you shouldn't, like, a man shouldn't brush his teeth in public or something like that. Like, just wild stuff. Like, and I'm laughing at it. I'm like, this is so Larry David, you know what I mean? So.
Listen, I'm sure it's going to be good, but it's just not going to be able to stand up to Curb because what made Curb so good was him, he was just ridiculous, but the supporting cast was just so huge in that show.
Yeah.
Every person
was awesome.
Yeah.
And not only that, too, I heard they did a lot of improv in that show. So, like, a lot of the show, they would just give you a little, like, scene setting, and then you would just make your stuff up, and it was hilarious. This, it looks like he has a little bit of almost like a Chappelle Show kind of skit, just, like, with history of events.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he has the Curb Your Enthusiasm, like, silliness to it.
Now, are any of the supporting cast people from Curb in this?
Not yet, because I've only seen the first 2 episodes, because when I caught it, there was 2 episodes, and I think it comes out on Friday nights at 9, so I might be one behind, but he does have a lot of cameos in there. There's a lot of people that you recognize from other things, maybe not what he's done, but like other shows and stuff that are in there that are playing like little bits and pieces. Like every skit doesn't have the same people, but you have like in one episode you'll have like 6 or 7 cameos of people that you recognize.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's really cool. I thought it was good. Like it's a quick half hour. Like it's funny, dude. I liked it.
I'm gonna have to look that up then.
You definitely should. You'd love it, and we want to hear back next week about it. But yeah, that's all I got. If no one else has got anything else, I'm good to go.
I do know that next week I saw something. I'm pretty sure it's next week. On Netflix, the Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell golf movie comes out.
Yeah.
I think it's the 16th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
I watched a few things.
There you go. Let's
I
go.
watched the American Gladiators thing that you told me about, the documentary series.
Mhm.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
That was huge when we were kids.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I guess it's not really surprising that they were all exploited. Like
Yeah.
pretty much, every successful thing from that time period. And it was cool. It was very in depth. I thought it was well done.
Right, it definitely was.
What else? I watched this movie Begonia. The beginning of it was cool. I enjoyed because it was like very dark, so it kind of like pulled me in. But towards I guess the middle and then towards the end, it just went in a completely different direction. It got like silly kind of, so it was disappointing.
Who was in that movie?
What's that? She's a very popular actress.
Emma Stone?
Yep.
I saw a picture of that or something.
Thanks for reading my mind.
You got it, buddy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
She was in it, and Jesse Plemons. No,
Would have never guessed that one.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, good. Don't recommend. Off the list.
What else? I finished Letterkenny. That's a good show. I definitely recommend that. That's on Hulu. So now I guess I'll watch Shoresy. That's like the, follow-up show. I watched, what else? I watched Project Hail Mary. It was a little long. Definitely a little long, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, was it? It didn't start out like something that you were gonna enjoy.
Right. It didn't pull you in right away.
But it was neat.
Yeah, it was
neat.
good.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like
But
it.
it was long.
You know what you got to do? You got to watch it like how I watched it in 2 sittings.
Oh yeah, I did. Trust me, I didn't.
I totally forgot to put that on my list too.
I guess it's like I guess probably the best part about the movie is like his relationship with Rocky.
Yeah.
So I guess that's like from the middle towards to the
end.
end.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then like the flashbacks kind of like threw me off a little bit because it's like, what's going on here? Is this important right now?
Right. Like, do you really have to do this while he's talking to The Rock?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was a good movie overall.
Yeah.
You're right. It was a little long.
And I think that's it. Yeah.
Like, if you cut all the flashbacks in that movie, it would have been probably a great movie. Like, we didn't need any of that. All you needed was 10, 15 minutes at the beginning. You have to go into space, save the world. Okay, got it. And then the rest of the movie would have been with Rocky, and you would have been good. I like the ending.
He didn't have a choice either.
Right. And I kind of liked the ending when they found their own planet.
Right.
I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was like teaching class, and I thought that was a really cool ending, like with all the little rock kids or whatever. Yeah. So it was good. Yeah. What else you got? Anything else?
Yep, that was it.
All right, good. I like it. You watched a couple things. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right. You got any music, and then we'll wrap this baby up.
One pick as usual. This week we're going with an album that turned 20, I believe, today. TV on the Radio with Return to Cookie Mountain. That's the pick for this week.
Awesome. Well, folks, hopefully we'll see you next week. Everyone enjoy the rest of your week. I know it's not the greatest week out there with all the rain, but enjoy it because it's better than being 100 degrees out there.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Take care.